Hey there guys, Ed here, bringing you part 7 of What If Deku Went to the Dragon Ball universe. Before we get into it, I'd like to say a few things. Nobody has guessed right with the poll I put up for the Shiny Zamazenta giveaway. But instead I'll do something else. Comment down below if you really want it. Rules are simple. You have to be subscribed, and I'll choose random from the comment section below. With no further ado, let's get into it. Last time on What If Deku Went to the Dragon Ball universe. With their potential unlocked by the Ultra Divine Water, Goku and Izuku jumped on the massive cloud presented to them by Korin and picked out a new Nimbus, and this time Izuku had his own. The two flew up to Korin, thanking him, and zoomed to fight King Piccolo. Will their potential unlock be enough to defeat King Piccolo? Well, let's find out. As the two were flying on newfound Nimbus, they focused on their objective until they sensed that the Ox King and Chi-Chi were in trouble. That's when Goku spoke up. Goku was saying, "Izuku, I'll go and help them. You go on ahead." Izuku saying, "Are you sure?" Goku smiling, he would say, "Yep, don't forget to leave some fighting for me." Izuku nodded. Goku smiled, and he went to wherever the Ox King was. Meanwhile, Izuku went forwards to King Piccolo's location. Once there, he found Tien fighting a losing battle with a monstrosity that we know as Drum. Just like Goku did in the original, Izuku swooped in, kicked Drum away from Tien. Izuku saying, "Tien, are you still with me?" Tien would open his eyes as he would say, "Izuku? I must be dreaming." Izuku saying, "No need to fear, because I am here." Jum didn't take too kindly to Izuku's actions, and he tried to strike Izuku down from behind, but he blocked it without looking, and then proceeded to punch him just like his idol All Might, as he let out a smash, rendering Drum unable to fight any longer, and shocking everybody. King Piccolo, amused, he would say, "Out of all people, if it isn't the brat, where's your little friend with the tail?" Izuku saying, "Oh, don't worry about him, he's running late, but in the meantime, why don't I pay you back for what you did?" King Piccolo would say, "So tenacious, you dare to get in my way?" Izuku glaring at King Piccolo, he would say, "You bet I do. Don't you know that heroes face evil straight in the face?" King Piccolo, even more amused, he would say, "So you consider yourself a hero?" Izuku saying, "No, not yet. First, I might defeat you, then I can consider myself one step closer to become a hero." King Piccolo laughing, "You can try if you're feeling suicidal, for you will die. You think you'll be able to stop me, a bigger, stronger adversary that your friend tried to face and failed, while you were already out of commission by Tambourine. What can someone like you do now that is different than then?" Izuku clenched his fist as he said, "You'll see on how much I've changed." King Piccolo, smirking, he would say, "On how much I'm tempted to prove you wrong. I don't have the time. There are people waiting for their destruction in West City. I apologize, but this has to be a quick demonstration." King Piccolo went to strike Izuku down, while Izuku calmly prepared himself, and then blocked King Piccolo's attack like if it was nothing, shocking everyone there. But it only angered King Piccolo even more, causing him to throw a punch at Izuku. But Izuku caught it and threw him into one of the surrounding towers, causing the tower to fall and shocking everyone yet again. King Piccolo got out of the rubble and he glared at Izuku. Izuku smirked and he said, "I thought you said it was supposed to be fast." King Piccolo, angry, he would say, "You insolent wretch! Now you've really made me angry." As soon as King Piccolo was about to attack Izuku again, Goku made himself known and punched King Piccolo. Goku saying, "Yo, Izuku! Sorry I'm late. Izuku smiling, I'd say just in time. We barely got started. Goku excited saying, Neato! So how are we gonna do this? Izuku confused, he would say, what do you mean? Goku would say, you know, who gets to fight him first? Izuku would say, if that's the case, I'll continue since I was here first. Goku saying, but that's not fair. You defeated that one, pointing at Drum. Tien, breaking into their conversation, he would say, Goku, are you seriously arguing for fighting rights? Goku would say, yes, I am. I want to fight too. As Izuku and Goku argued, King Piccolo thought that they could be defeated, and how wrong he was when Izuku and Goku were ganging up on him. When King Piccolo was occupied with one, the other would swoop in, and this would continue until King Piccolo managed to hit the both of them at the same time, breaking them out of their 1-2 combo, which made them switch tactics, and the two were fighting side by side. Then arrived to a point where Goku and Izuku were hitting King Piccolo as if he was a ball, making go back and forth between the two, and King Piccolo was sent to the ground. Izuku and Goku simply stared at him, and King Piccolo simply laughed, confusing the two. King Piccolo would say, it feels good, doesn't it? We're no different, you and I. We both love inflicting pain. It's an intoxicating feeling, isn't it? Tien from the background, he would say, don't listen to him. He's just playing mind games. Strike him down. Izuku had a flashback to when he was playing with Katsuki, seeing Katsuki bullying people that thought they were better than him. Goku would simply say, stop talking and fight. Where's all your power? King Piccolo would say, my, aren't we sharp today? You see, if I fight you at full strength, my life wouldn't last as long. However, why save the fun for later when we can party now? King Piccolo powered up and Izuku went for a round 2. As they charged towards King Piccolo, he dodged and struck the two down into the ground, making 2 craters and deep hole middle of them. King Piccolo laughing, he would say, it's over! I'm the winner! Poor deluded children, they never stood a chance. It's a shame that your human brains are so small. Your ignorance almost takes the fun out of killing you. But they did leave a big hole to fill. Care to join them, Triclops? Huh? What's the matter? Nerve grown cold? You were so eager to defeat me earlier. Tien, very nervous, he would say, you underestimate us all. King got into a fighting position, and King Piccolo did the same, but voices could be heard, making King Piccolo pale for a moment. And Izuku and Goku jumped out of their respective holes and shouted, ha! Sending a Kamehameha wave towards King Piccolo, which they completely caught him in the middle of, but they didn't do much damage. King Piccolo, annoyed, he would say, what are you, monsters? Goku and Izuku, at the same time, they would say, the only monster here is you. King Piccolo would say, heed my words, you won't be as lucky this time. As the fight continued on, reporters have been recording the fight from a distance. Meanwhile, from a hospital room, a reporter would say, it seems that King Piccolo is fighting inside castle grounds with 3 unidentified people surrounding him. They seem to be a very bold young man and 2 small boys. One with a tail and one with green hair. That's all the info we can provide at this moment. Ader would say, could it be them? Snow, getting excited, it has to be them. A mysterious figure would say, who's them? Snow would answer, the figure, as she would say, their names are Goku and Izuku. They're my friends, and they're super strong. I'm sure they can beat King Piccolo. As soon as Snow said that, the ground was tremoring and the windows started to shatter, with massive winds following. Once everything settled down, a mysterious guy stood in front of Snow, protecting her from the shards of glass. The mysterious boy would say, are you okay? Snow would say, yeah, thank you. What about you? The boy would say, nah, I'm fine. Ader, confused, he would say, what was that? Snow looked out of the window, only to be shocked, seeing a big mushroom cloud in the distance. where they assumed Goku and Izuku were fighting King Piccolo. The boy would say, "Yikes, I really hope your friends are okay." Back to the battle. After both Izuku and Goku were limping on one leg, King Piccolo let out an attack that decimated the city. He smiled, thinking to himself that he managed to kill the two. But after the smoke cleared, the two were saved by Tien, shocking King Piccolo, and Tien fell to the ground due to exhaustion. King Piccolo would say, "Your friend's heroics will prove useless. He used the last of his strength to save you, but he simply prolonged the inevitable." King Piccolo was charging another attack, but Goku and Izuku tried to ignore their pain in their knees, and they managed to strike King Piccolo in the stomach. But they weren't able to hit him as hard enough, and King Piccolo sent another ki blast directly at them. And once the smoke cleared, there was no sign of the two. In fact, there was a giant, deep crater that looked bottomless. King Piccolo smirked. He would say, "And that should solve the little problem. I destroyed them." A voice could be heard saying, "Nimbus!" King Piccolo was shocked as he saw the cloud go into the crater and slowly pull out a banged up Goku and a messed up Izuku, holding on to Goku's free hand. Goku would say, "Well, you aren't going to get rid of us that easily." King Piccolo would be shocked as he would say, "How? It's not possible! How are you able to survive that attack? In all of the time I've been around, I never met anybody with strength to fight me in hand-to-hand combat." Goku chuckling, he would say, "Well, I guess I'm not like other people because I have a tail." Izuku, under his breath, he would say, "Yeah, if that's strange, I come from a different universe entirely." As the two stared down King Piccolo was getting worried, and he rushed to Tien and he grabbed him by the head and decided to use him as leverage. But the news of the Eternal Dragon being dead by King Piccolo's hand, the two were frozen in place, not knowing what to do. King Piccolo took the chance and rendered them unable to fight. King Piccolo would say, "Well, your friend has served his purpose, and now it's your turn." King Piccolo went up as high as he could go to repair his neck attack. While on the ground, Goku and Izuku were frustrated because there was nothing that they could do until Izuku spoke up. Izuku would say, "Goku, can you still move?" Goku would say, "Only my right hand. What about you, Izuku?" Izuku would say, "Same. I think I have an idea." As the two spoke, King Piccolo started to make his way towards the duo with a charged attack. But Goku shouted that they had one arm each, which made King Piccolo pale. And when the two started their own attack, they used the one arm they had to make one-handed Kamehameha towards the ground, which made them fly upwards towards King Piccolo. King Piccolo, on the other hand, decided to block the two, but as Izuku and Goku got closer, they let go of their Kamehameha wave and charged their fists with everything they got. But King Piccolo saw a dragon and a monster as the two made impact and went through King Piccolo's chest. King Piccolo made his last egg and his body exploded. Goku and Izuku did it. They defeated King Piccolo, but they were falling as their thoughts went wild. But luckily Yajirobe, with his vehicle, managed to catch the two, and after a brief interaction with Tien, they headed towards Korn's tower, passing by Launch, Bulma, and Yamcha, just like in the anime. Meanwhile, back at the ruins of East City, Bulma and Launch were making their way to the location of the fight by foot, but they only saw an injured Tien limping with the power pole in his hand. As soon as he saw the trio, he smiled and then collapsed, and Tien assured that King Piccolo was defeated, which then Bulma used her radio to get in contact with the TV station and delivered the news. Meanwhile, in the hospital room, Ader would say, "I wonder what that noise was." The boy would say, "Yeah, it sounded like a bomb exploded out there." Snow, worried, she would say, "I really hope Izuku and Goku are fine." Reporter from the TV would say, "Breaking news! King Piccolo has been defeated. I repeat, King Piccolo has been defeated. Now the whole world is safe." Ader, very happy, he would say, "Hooray for Goku and Izuku." Snow, very happy, "Yeah, thanks to them, the world is a safe place again. Told you that they could do it." The boy would say, "Wow, I wonder what kind of quirk they have." Ada would say, "Quirk? What is that?" The boy would say, I guess you could say that a quirk is a special power you were born with." Snow, recollecting what a quirk was, she would say, "Oh yeah, Izuku mentioned that he wanted the Dragon Balls to get home with a quirk, which means... Are you from this Japan place too?" The boy, surprised, he would say, "Wow, I guess this Izuku and I are from the same place, huh? I wonder what kind of quirk he wished for." Snow would say, I don't know. I don't think he needs it. He defeated Red Ribbon Army and freed my village." The boy would say, "I wonder where I can meet them." Snow would say, "Why don't you try the world's martial arts tournament in 3 years? That's where the top fighters of the world compete and to earn the title of the world's strongest." The boy would say, "I guess I have to try that out." Back at Korin's tower, Yajirobe managed to bring both Izuku and Goku to the top of the tower, and they both received a Senzu Bean to recover. Korin would say, "Nice work, you two. I'm proud." Goku, with a sad look, he would say, "Thanks, Master Korin." Korin would be confused, and he would say, "Well, why the long face? You can use the Dragon Balls to bring back those who were killed by King Piccolo." Izuku saying, "That's the thing. There is no dragon. King Piccolo destroyed it." Korin would say, I did not know King Piccolo was that strong, but there's one last chance. If you're willing to try, you just have to meet the one who made them in the first place." Goku would say, "And who's that?" Korin would say, "His name is Kami." Izuku, confused, he would say, "As in God?" Korin explains that the two earned the right to meet Kami, and that they would need the power pole, which Goku realized it wasn't on his back. The two rushed back to the battlefield in search for the power pole, and Izuku suggested that they go to Baba's place, and once there, she pointed at Kame House. The two entered Kame House. Shinobu and Bulma hugged Izuku, while Goku was looking for a power pole, which Launch has been using. Izuku gave a vague explanation and left with Goku. Once back at the tower, Korin told them to meet on top of the roof, and he gave instructions and a bell. Goku placed the power pole where Master Korin told him to do, and the two held on to the pole as it extended. After a while, they reached Kami's lookout, and a genie was waiting. Mr. Popo gave them the test, which they both failed, and Kami appeared. But before Goku could go and attack him, Izuku pulled on Goku's tail. Kami would explain his situation and revive Shenron. Meanwhile, back at Kame House, after dealing with the media showing up, they were relaxing, and Bulma came across the capsule containing the bodies of Krillin, Nejire, Roshi, and Chaozu. She looked at it in sadness, for there was no way for reviving them. But as soon as she went in the kitchen to see the others, Dragon Balls were active. She ran upstairs to get the capsule and brought out the Dragon Balls, and everyone else grew tense as the 7 orbs started to glow, until the sky turned black and the dragon appeared. Bulma would start by saying, "How are you still alive? I thought King Piccolo destroyed you." Shenron would say, "Thanks to Izuku and Goku, speaking with Kami decided to revive me." Yamcha would say, "Where are they?" Shenron would continue, "They are currently at Kami's lookout. You will see them in 3 years at the World's Martial Arts Tournament. Now speak your wish." Bulma would say, "We wish for our friends to be brought back." Yamcha would say, "Wait, what about the other innocent people killed by King Piccolo and his minions?" Shenron's eyes glow red, and he would say, "Your wish has been granted." As the dragon disappeared, everyone killed by King Piccolo and his minions were brought back to life. Shinobu cried as he hugged Nejire, but she, just like the others that were killed, they were out of the loop. And once everything was settled down, Krillin would say to himself, "Goku and Izuku did it. They brought us back. If I were a girl, I would marry the both of them." As the others were laughing on hearing Krillin's statement, Nejire thought about Izuku, and she smiled. Shinobu would say, "Nejire, what are you smiling about?" Nejire, casually, she would say, "Oh, nothing. I'm just happy." Time skipped to 3 years ahead, at the World's Martial Arts Tournament. These 3 years were spent the same as in the anime, with Deku doing the same training as Goku at the lookout. We cut to the entrance where Roshi, Launch, Oolong, Puar, and Bulma all waiting for Nejire and the boys. As they were discussing, two individuals wearing weird headpieces and weird outfits all together, Guy number 1 would say, "Hey guys!" The group was confused as guy number 2 hit guy number 1 on the head. "Don't you see that you're confusing them? I think we should take these off," referring to their headsets. As the two individuals took their headpieces off, the group looked in shock to see it was none other than Goku and Izuku. After a while, Neji and Shinobu arrived, and at the very last moment, Tien, Chaozu, Yamcha, and Krillin arrived. As they were signing up, there was one last fighter showed up at the registration. He walked up, got registered, and went to the group. The boy would say, "Hi, are you by chance Goku and Izuku?" Izuku and Goku were shocked. The boy continuing, he would say, "Snow and Ader told me that I will be able to find you here." The two looked confused and then remembered the two names as they nodded. The boy would say, "I heard that you, Izuku, are from Japan, just like me, and I was wondering if after the tournament you could train me." Izuku would say, yeah, I'm from Japan, but what's your name?" The boy would say, "Oh, sorry. My name is Eijiro Kirishima, and I have a hardening quirk." Deku smiling, "Kirishima, nice to meet you. Who is this Kirishima? And most importantly, who will win the tournament?" Find out on the next part of What If Deku Went to Dragon Ball Universe. To be continued. That's it for today's video. If you guys liked, leave a like, comment down below. Before I go, I want to remind people, comment down below if you actually do want the Shiny Zamazenta. Just make sure you guys have Discord. With that said, peace.